Alright everyone, and welcome back. So we're going to continue with our retopologizing journey. So let's open this layer here and let's get started again. Alright, so tab into edit mode, and so I'm going to merge these because these just seem like they should be together. Next, what am I going to do? I'm going to extrude down. That's what I'm going to do. Extrude down like so with these. Hit F twice on there, and whoops, I'll extrude to this side here. F. I'll move that in. Then we're going to E to extrude out here. F that. Okay, whoops. Hit F and then select these, hit F and hit F. G, move these up. All right. So we're going to keep going down here. So we can select these. Need to extrude down. Select these. Hit F. Select these. Hit F. Now this is the point where I'm going to start having these come down. So, well, actually, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to extrude this down. I'm going to extrude this down. I'm going to make this ridge here. Don't need to break shape just yet. There we go. I keep accidentally pressing the Windows button rather than the Alt button. My apologies. Like so. There we go. So you want that to follow in this motion here, like that. So select these two, hit F, and I'm sensing I'm going to have to add another loop in here, so I will. G for that, and that'll give us some room to breathe, because this is not high poly, but we still need enough to get the shape across. And you see most of the vertices are concentrated back there, so I'm moving them forward a little bit. And from here, I'm going to be extruding down. So for extrude, and let's S on the Z axis to scale that up. You know, extrude, let's scale that down. E, let's scale that down. Bring that up. Hit Control R there. There we go. Okay, so I'm leaving this space here because I'm going to move some vertices around it so that it's its own shape, like we did with the bicep. In fact, I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to select all these here. Well, actually, before I select those, I'm just going to, because you know what we can do? We can actually just extrude around here to this end mark. Make sure that it conforms to the shape. G twice. And before I continue, I want to bring in the third layer just to see where the belt's going to be. So, okay, so we need to go a bit lower than where we are. So that's good to know. So let's select all of these, either extrude, move these down some, scale it in, and we can move this down also. F, make faces. And can extrude this up, make those faces also. Now let's see, 2. So select this, Control B for bevel. We're going to bevel that. And now we're going to select these two and these two. Hit F, hit Control R. We're going to add 3. G. Alright, so there we go. So we should be able to 2, 3, 4. There we go. Make faces, but we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. So we can 1, 2, 3, 4 make faces. There we go. And now to do what I wanted to do, we're going to go to face select mode, select all these faces here. All these, in fact, not those, just these. And hit I for inset. I'm gonna move those in like so. I'm gonna hit G to grab, place those on the surface, and then we're gonna hit Alt Q, smooth it out a little bit, place it back on the surface, scale it down, move those, and there we go. We have that conforming to that shape. So let's move that out. Okay, so we have that. That's nice. Our body's turning out real nice in terms of the shape of the retopologized mesh. That's looking good. So let's continue. So I'm going to continue with the back first. This is going to be an interesting result. So let's come here. Whoopsie daisy. We might have some vertices. There we go. Might have accidentally selected some vertices from the front the first time. We don't want that, but we want this. So we're going to extrude down. Like so. We're going to scale it. That's why we turned it on connected. We're going to move that down. I'm going to move that down. I should be paying attention to how many vertices there are, but we can remedy that when we get to it. Like so. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to have to spread these out. So I'm going to select this whole, not the whole side, but a good chunk of the side. I'm just going to space these out from the other ones. Same thing with these. Alright, so now we're going to attempt to make faces. So hit F, 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 F. Okay, so far so good. Control R there, G to grab, F, F. Okay, very good. So we filled in this part, no problem. Now this part. F, F, F. So here is where we reached an impasse. So what we can do is select these here and hit E to extrude, and whoops. Before you do that, make sure clipping's turned on. E to extrude, extrude all the way to the center there. G to grab, conform it to the surface, and then select this and hit F. And there we go. So we did that nicely. So now let's tab into object mode, make sure there's no pinching in here. It doesn't look like there's any pinching in there. Okay, very good. Alrighty. So we're almost done. I need to bring that back, and let's finish off with this. So just going to select these here, E to extrude all the way to the center like so, hit Control R. Looks like we're going to need 3, so 1, 2, 3. G to grab, and let's select this edge here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect that, and they're all faces. So we could leave it like this, but I don't want to. I'm going to have it conform to the shape of the abs a bit more. So just gonna move some of these around a little bit to try to get that shape fitted nicely in there. And we'll switch to vertex mode for this operation. So like that, like that. Let's bring that up to here, and let's move this up like so. Alright. So one thing I'm going to do before I call this finished, I'm going to go to face select mode, select all these, and hit I for inset. G to grab them. I'm going to select these. I'm going to hit I for inset. G to grab that, and Alt Q to smooth that out. And then I'm going to select these. I for inset. Alt Q to smooth, G to grab, move it up. So now we have the abs in there, and they look like abs without being in the not being in any mode, but without having to rely on any maps or anything. I just wanted to get the abs in there. And that's pretty much it for this retopology part. So we've successfully retopologized this to this. Now, this mesh right here, we could still use for a bit, because we do have to, we could get the bit more of the traps in here, so we're going to do that before we call this finished. We're going to get some more of the trap muscles in here. Select those, hit F, and then these actually should be extruded up with it. Scale that in, hit F. And then I'm going to extrude these up like so. I'm going to move those over. Hit F. Whoopsie daisy. And I want to make faces out of that. And now we can call this finished, because the head is going to just plop right on there. So we finished retopologizing the body. And so now for this, we do not need this anymore, because if you remember, we duplicated the original to a new layer, and we did that because this one, as you can see, it doesn't have any of the artifacts from the decimate modifier that we put on this one. And you can see this one has those little artifacts there. It looks kind of not cool, particularly in this region here. Like let's look at this, and then Look at this. It's actually kind of similar. But just for safety reasons, I'm going to use this one over this one. So select this one and hit X and delete it. And if need be, if we do need to decimate it again, we can always decimate the original one. So we have our body. Now we need to make the details and such for the belt. So we will start that in the next tutorial.